Congratulations to the class of 2020. More than any other class in recent history, the class of 2020 has faced unprecedented challenges. Each of you has worked diligently to complete your studies online so that you could graduate and move on to the next phase of your life. You stepped up and you did your part during the pandemic, and as a result, helped to keep our communities safe. While I regret that you were unable to celebrate with your friends, the staff of SD 73 are so proud of your willingness to do what it takes to earn your dogwood while considering the health and wellness of your friends and your family. I want you to remember, too, that you were also the first graduates of the new BC curriculum, which will set a strong foundation for post-secondary study in the trades, in the arts, and in sciences. While some of you will go to university, others may choose to enter the world of work or to travel across the nation. Whatever your path, your commitment to hard work and excellence in the face of challenges will hold you in good stead. You may be the most flexible, resilient, and independent students to graduate from SD 73. And consequently, I believe you are ready to embrace whatever the world brings your way. I know I'm not alone when I say how proud we are of you. May the years ahead be filled with happiness and kindness. Cook's Chum.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here on behalf of the Board of Trustees of School District 73. No one's ever gone to a graduation saying, boy, I wish the school trustee would speak longer. So it is my intention to be brief. Congratulations to all of you. We are living in interesting times. Your graduation is no exception. No person living right now has experienced a graduation quite like this. Not your siblings, not your parents, not your teachers, nobody. We're all disappointed that we can't celebrate this important milestone in the usual way, but these are unusual times. And these times will pass. When we emerge from this pandemic, and we will, you will be shaped by it. It will give you a new perspective on many aspects of your life. You'll have a better appreciation of the importance of relationships and social interaction. You'll better understand what it's like to make sacrifices for the broader public good. We're all in the process of gaining a better perspective of the world as it is viewed by people of color. All of you, in all of your lives, are going to recall these events, and they will inform your perspective, and they will shape that perspective and shape the perspective of those who follow you. Your future success will depend in large part upon your ability to adapt to change. This change was unexpected, but overall, I think you adapted extremely well. Experience is a cruel teacher. It gives you the test first and the lesson second. However, you have passed this test, and you have passed it with flying colors. I hope the lesson you've learned now stays with you for the rest of your life. All the best to you in your future journey, and may you adapt to and overcome all the tests that lie ahead. Thank you.
It is my pleasure and a distinct honor as your principal to be able to address our Titans graduating class of 2020. As you sit in the comfort of your home to watch this, I share with you the void that I feel with all of us not being together during this very special time in your lives. As we know from the amazing culture that we have on our campus, nothing can possibly replace the power and personal connections of our collective voices and happiness together. I am truly missing that, and I know all of our staff feel the same way. That being said, as we completed our personal commencements in Sagebrush Theatre that truly focused on you and your family, I can't help but feel such a strong sense of family and the resilience that you all have demonstrated during these unusual times. That is our Titans Nation at its finest. I want to thank our collective group of speakers who have been a part of our 2020 South Cam Grad, Trustee O'Fee, Elder Evelyn Camille, CEA Nancy Hergott, Graduate Logan Mooney with his address to our staff, and retiring Superintendent Ms. Allison Cito. Thank you for sharing your inspiring words and thoughts for reflection for all of our grads and staff. To our valedictorians Danielle Roche and Cohen Fries, thank you as well for honorably representing your fellow grads and gifting us with your humor and firsthand perceptions and experiences from your 5 years on our campus. And finally, before I start with my message to our grads, I'd like to give a big thanks to Ms. Mattis and her entire grad support team who went above and beyond with this designing, planning, decorating, and delivery of the most personal of grads during this time of COVID, and the many controls and measures that Ms. Mattis ensured was in place for an optimal environment for all of you during this very special time of celebrations. I am so proud of your collective work and the subsequent smiles and happiness that I witnessed from all of our participating grads and their families. I am sure our families would share with those same feelings as well. Grads, in preparing words for you, I first want to say how powerful our commencement week has been for me as your principal. Yes, the days on stage were long, and yes, it is true that I was looking for a long-term sponsorship with Dr. Scholl's Shoe Orthotics, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Our grad week together reaffirmed to me both your individual and your family's passion around learning, and more importantly, celebrating your well-deserved accomplishments. During each break between recognizing our grads, I had a lot of time to reflect on our collective grad class and your outstanding legacy that you will leave on our campus. During a current time of global pandemic and recent social unrest, you have all been tasked with reflecting and demonstrating empathy, understanding, resilience, compassion, and a critical and creative mind. Whether it be your current online learning platforms or a different scale referencing our school-wide vision statement that focuses on our inclusive community and engaged global citizenship, you are each being tasked and challenged to make decisions and to make a difference during a time of much uncertainty. Although everything feels, sounds, and looks a little different right now, this will in no way, shape, or form take away from your journey to date, and more importantly, it will not change your course for each of your directions moving forward. I truly believe you all have the necessary skills and passion to embrace this adversity and to be that one initiating voice that fosters positive change in a manner that values and encourages your fellow global citizen. Over our 4 years together, I have often spoke to you in assemblies and grade meetings and challenged you to use your education to make a positive difference for yourself, for your classmates, and for your community. If you each take some time to reflect on this challenge, I will guarantee that each and every one of you have done this in some capacity, whether it be through the lens of academics, the arts, community connections, through sport, through healthy relationships, or simply through a kind and supporting gesture to a fellow Titan. For myself and all of our staff, this is what we are most proud of with our grad class of 2020. Your inherent ability to seize every opportune learning or teachable moment and define it in a way that is personal and reflective of your 5-year journeys on our campus. It is ironic that I stand before you sharing all these strengths that we see in you, when in all honesty, I have actually learned so many things from you, and that have made me a better principal and a better person. You have collectively shown me the power of school spirit and the positive influence from your contributions both on our campus and in our community. This belief you have in yourselves and your classmates and how this culture seizes opportunities and embraces challenges is the legacy of this grad class. You have consistently demonstrated to myself and to our staff your abilities to use your acquired knowledge, skills, and attributes that make up who and what you are, to make a difference, to make a statement, to make an impact, to make change. You each have been taught and given necessary skills to think critically about your plans. It is now your responsibility to put them into action. Grads, never underestimate your ability to use your skills and your passion to impact change for both yourself and for others. And always be free to see first what others will see eventually. Remember that change starts with the best of intentions by one individual to make a difference. be it change that you inspire to benefit medicine or poverty or a local community initiative, your education and your ongoing commitment to learning will always provide you with the knowledge and skills necessary to be a leader and facilitate positive change within your community. As I bring a close to my time with you, I want to share with you a profound statement from Nelson Mandela that has always resonated with me and my sense of purpose in supporting you as your principal. Mr. Mandela stated, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is the difference we have made in the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life that we lead." This simple yet powerful statement, in combination with your education that you have worked so hard for over the past 13 years, will give you all the necessary tools and courage to facilitate making a difference. I am so proud to share with all of you, and particularly to our South Cam grads, from start to finish, September 8th, 2015 to June 25th, 2020, your first and last days together on our campus, that you are all a testament to what we can do with a focus and a passion to use our mind. This is the legacy of a South Cam grad. It has been an honor to be your principal for the past 4 years, and I am proud of each and every one of you, and I wish you only the best that life can bring as you soon leave our campus and move into your own life experiences. Who knows, maybe one day things will come full circle for you like me as a fellow graduate from this campus, and you'll become the next principal of South Kamloops Secondary and have the privilege of carrying on the legacies of our tradition, pride, and excellence that defines a South Cam grad. Congratulations to all of our grads and all the best with your future endeavors.
Greetings, graduating class of 2020, family of Titans, and staff. It is an honor to speak in front of you today. Thank you so much for the nomination. It means so much. I would also like to say that working with you has been a blessing and a joy. 3 years ago, I came to SKSS, and our graduating class was in grade 10 at the time. In very short order, it was obvious this group of students possessed outstanding skills in athletics, academics, fine arts, practical arts, and community involvement. You were a cohesive unit, respectful of one another. Many of my fondest memories have been conversations in the hallway, which were always fun and very uplifting. It was during this time I was bestowed with a nickname of Little Nance. That cemented our relationship. I worked hard with the students, but they worked harder. Many managed the balance of team sports, schoolwork, and jobs, sailing through with great success. I would like to share a quote from a father to a daughter. "The wind will blow in many different directions. You just have to know how to set your sails." And speaking of sails, now you will be on a new voyage, and your trajectory is forward into a world where there are unknowns. Use the wisdom, resilience, and perseverance I have observed in each of you over the last 3 years to guide you. I have faith in your ability to navigate your future to become great citizens of the world.
The role of a teacher is to leave an impression on their students. Competency alone does not make a great teacher. It is a passion for their craft, a will to do good, that truly distinguishes those teachers we will remember from the rest. Those teachers who are by our side through every hurdle, who gave us every opportunity to improve, and who helped us grow into the people we are today. The ones who opened doors for us, who showed us who we could be, what we could do. We will remember you. Students alone do not make a great school. We do not show prowess on the provincial, sometimes national level, time and time again, because exceptional students happen to show up every year. We stand on the backs of the real Titans, the teachers, administrative staff, and coaches who consistently go above and beyond to serve our school. For your service and dedication these past 5 years, we thank you. And we will thank you again when we use your advice in school or work, when we are reminded of how we found our passions, and when we realize just how lucky we were to be led by you. But most importantly, no matter where we all end up, we will remember you.
We would like to acknowledge that this land is located on the Kamloops to Secwepemc territory.
This land is situated in the southern interior of British Columbia within the unceded traditional lands of the Secwepemc Nation.
Good afternoon, teachers, parents, faculty, and most importantly, the unprecedented, incomparable, unparalleled class we have been so lucky to be a part of, the graduating class of 2020.
First of all, we would like to take a moment to say how honored we both are that you have chosen us as your valedictorians. We could not be more proud to represent this group, which is essentially our family. We would also like to thank the remarkable people at South Cam who have guided us during our journey. To the CEAs for always taking an in-depth interest in us when we need that extra guidance to excel in our academics or help us with our personal struggles. To the custodians for always keeping our school a safe place, especially over the last few months.
To the counselors for always providing us with academic and emotional support, and to the Aboriginal education workers for supporting Aboriginal students while giving us all a strong sense of culture through ceremonies and assemblies from the land that we are so lucky to live on.
From our first impression to our very last, the teachers here at South Cam has made us feel that we are not just student numbers. The countless hours spent in and outside of the class making sure we have all the right tools to succeed in their subjects is dedication beyond belief. You have shown us all that this is not just a job, but rather something that you are passionate about. The passion is shown through the innumerable hours dedicated to creating relevant and engaging activities, such as the Carnival, intramurals, the International Student Fair, the Psychology Club, DELF, the Calendar Art Project, Waterloo, and other math competitions, as well as connecting us to TRU and our other universities. This is only a fraction of what each department organizes to give us unique learning experiences. With our 52 Unreal teachers, a simple thank you does not give your dedication justice. You saw the potential in ourselves when we couldn't. Thank you, and merci.
But before we move on, we have a special thanks to the top dogs who work so tirelessly to run our school. Mr. Kirshner, you have truly taught us all that we hold the capacity to do great things in our lives. Miss Mattis, your smile had made this school a warm and welcoming place. Also, your tireless efforts toward our graduation is very much appreciated. And last but not least, Mr. Simpson, for always giving us students a smile when we truly needed it. Without you guys, we are so lucky to have you guys under our leadership. Also, to the office staff, Miss Robinson and Miss Parag for keeping the ship steady. Thank you all, and you guys will be very much missed.
The only way that we are able to celebrate today is with the people who have literally put us on this planet, our parents. And not just our own parents, but our friends' parents, guardians, grandparents, godparents, and beyond. Your contribution to our success will never go unnoticed. Whether it be driving us to our practices and attending our concerts, or sitting at the kitchen table while we furiously struggle through our homework, there was never a minute where you left our sides. You've allowed us to be who we are while instilling the morals that we hold within us for whatever the future will throw at us. This is not just a simple thank you in our eyes. This is a lifetime of gratitude that we carry deep within our hearts.
Oh, and of course, the reason that we are here celebrating today, the legendary class of 2020. Michelle Obama once said, "Instead of letting your hardships and failures discourage or exhaust you, let them inspire you." Class of 2020, now is the time more than ever to let your hardships fuel your fire. Congratulations to everyone sitting in front of us. We are so proud of you guys, but also a little surprised. We didn't expect to see all you guys here. It really looks like slipping that 20 really did the trick. Being sent off into the world without a proper goodbye is a reality that we all have to face, but not a reality that defines us. What defines us is the overwhelming amount of students on honor roll each term. The first class ever to create a meaningful capstone project for our CLC 12 class, such as personally orchestrating a musical piece or creating a video game. A senior football team with the best record since 2015, and a class with graduating 2-time winning senior girls provincial basketball champions. The first Kamloops Regional Ethics Bowl, and this is only a fraction of what our legendary class is going to leave behind with the school. I guess we're just a class of doers, not shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But before we move on to the future, let's reminisce about our time at South Cam. After going to the same high school for a few years, you start to learn a few things here and there. For starters, we have learned that you need to expect the unexpected. No one would have guessed that we would all be as tight as we've become by the end of grade 12. Whether it's being placed into groups in class or on a wider school level, we listen to each other and value our varied points of view. In a way, we defy the traditional high school stereotypes. As we moved through grade 8, 9, and 10, the distinct lines between groups began to fade away. It was incredibly unusual because if you were alone at lunch, it was because you chose to do so. In the end, our class learned to celebrate the beauty in our differences. We learned that being different, being who you are, is the best gift a person can have.
Secondly, we have learned many things that we can take off into the wider world. As a class, we learned that stealing a Dodge Grand Caravan is easier said than done. Well, actually, it's more like taking candy from a baby. We also learned that Amazon products are the fastest way to clear out of school. Keep in mind, this incident was in our first semester of grade 8. Just imagine the other countless stories we have to share throughout the years. Overall, though, there are 3 big things we've taken away from high school. Number 1 would be to put yourselves out there. Sports and clubs have been an amazing way to explore your passion and meet lifelong friends. Also, you might realize you have a hidden talent for painting or woodwork or acting, especially woodwork. New skills that we have discovered within ourselves have resulted in regional and provincial championships for our sports and clubs while inspiring future career paths. Number 2 is to live life like it's your last day. Gandhi once said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." Use the adversity you face to propel yourself forward in life. Never miss out on a chance that pushes you out of your comfort zone, because you know what they say, doing something that scares you makes you happier. And lastly, do not trust Mr. Simpson's fashion advice, specifically if it has anything to do with you dyeing your own hair. I'm not going to say any names, but we can all now say that we went to school with the Walmart brand version of M&M.
South Kamloops Secondary School has been the place where we have shared countless memories. These memories will serve as individual stepping stones into the infinite number of possibilities that lie in our future. But our high school experience has also taught us about a universal reality that we have to face many times in our lives. Everything, the good and the bad, will come to an end. Today we face the inevitable. We say goodbye to an irreplaceable 5 years in our lives. The more we think about the past, the more we wish we could go back to grade 8. Not for a second chance or for a do-over, but because the real world is going to be nothing like we have experienced before, and that's terrifying. We're not ready, nor should we be.
Master Uguay once stated, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift." That's why they call it the present. With this gift of living in the present, day by day, we can create our own path, our own future. Looking ahead may be unsettling, leaving you feeling lost at sea with endless possibilities tossing and turning all around you. But that's the best part about moving on into the real world. Life needs uncertainty. That's the reason why we are here. The past 5 years have set us up to take on the adversity and success that we soon will experience. That is the benefit of high school. It is a trial run for real life. Our time in high school has been a prologue to a much longer story that has yet to be written. The best years are just getting started, and this is the story of something beautiful.
This new freedom allows us to establish our own roots and to make a name for ourselves. As we look at our grad class, we see endless potential and possibility. The sky's the limit. Our grad class is exceptional, not because we're graduating in a global pandemic, but because we have set a high standard for our grad classes to come. We have done this and much more despite the world testing our class time and time again. We may not be ready for the future, but we sure are excited for what it holds. Today not only marks the end of our journey here at South Kamloops Secondary, but it marks the beginning of our legacy. So, South Kamloops Secondary Class of 2020, welcome to the real world.